Hey everybody, I am just braiding my hair quick. While we wait. I had it braided this morning for work and then it was just falling out. So I thought, oh, I'll just fix it while I hop on here quick. Okay, so I went back to work. Gosh, it's been 2 weeks maybe now. And I work at a school. If you don't know, I'm a sign language interpreter. And now in Iowa, masks aren't required or anything, but I'm wearing a mask at work all day. And so I've been noticing that my skin isn't liking me. And when I get home, I feel like, especially like my cheeks and my chin and all that, they just feel ugh, because of wearing that mask all day, you know, like even though I get breaks and whatever, but I just feel like there's gunk on my face when I get home. So this is what I've been doing when I get home. I feel like it is totally going to help with my skincare routine if I just take care of it right when I get home. So I've been doing this often. So what I'm talking about is our refresh wipes. They have our cleanser and our toner in here. And so even though I have no makeup on my face except for my eyes, these are perfect because I don't need to do my whole skincare routine. But these are just perfect for getting that gunk because I'm not a scientist or anything, but hi, Stephanie, thanks for hopping on. But this is my assumption of knowing very little about science. But if I have a mask on all day and I'm breathing, I feel like there's somehow kinds of germs and bacteria and stuff that's sitting on my face all day. And I feel it. I just feel gross. So all I do is grab one of our refresh wipes and I'm just gonna wipe it everywhere. Now, these do remove makeup. So if I have makeup on too, it's 3-in-1. I can use it for cleanser and toner and remove my makeup. But I am just using this. As you notice, I'm not taking off my eyeshadow because tonight is girls' night. I am going out with a friend. We're gonna go out to eat. And so I'm gonna leave my eyeshadow on, so it's a little less work for me. But before I put on my makeup for going out tonight, I wanna have a nice clean palette and not just like keep that bacteria or whatever grossness I feel after wearing that mask all day. So like I said, these would be perfect for also taking your makeup off, but these are just super easy and nice. I just keep them with me all the time. So when I get home or wherever, I just can wipe off that gunk and has that cleanser, that toner, great products in here to just keep my skin looking good because we know that the makeup is just gonna look so much better if we take care of our skin. So this is still super moist. I could use it to remove my eye makeup, but I'm not going to. Like I said, I'm going out tonight. How is everyone doing that's hopping on today? Hello, say hi if you're watching. And of course, if you're watching this later on your own time, say hi too. So for me, after I wash my face tends to kind of dry up. So I really like to use moisturizer. So I'm just going to let this dry off a little bit. And then I am going to put a little bit of moisturizer on before I put my makeup on. I picked up a Starbucks on my way home from work. I didn't have any coffee this morning. And my head was like, you need some caffeine. Does anyone have a favorite Starbucks or just coffee drink? I've been just getting iced coffee with a little bit of cream and a little bit of sugar-free something or other in there. So, okay, so I'm dry, but like I said, I do tend to run a little bit more dry, especially after washing my face. So I'm just gonna go on just with a little bit of moisturizer before I do my makeup. And a lot of times when I do come home from work, I will do that refresh wipe and still moisturize just because my skin likes to feel moist. There we go. So I'm gonna let this cool off. I might turn my fan on. I'm a little warm right now. Okay. So tonight I'm going out with a friend and we're going to Malo. I've been there once many years ago. Has anyone else been there before? I think I've only been there once. So I think the last time I tried some kind of burrito, something or other like that. So I don't know. I want to try something new. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly do a quick highlight, contour, lip and cheek illuminator, and be out the door. So let's use, what brush should we use today? I like to switch it up. I'm gonna use, where is it? There it is. I'm gonna use my detail brush for my whole face today. This one is awesome for contour because it just fits right into my cheek right there. And then I like to use this little one to get around my eyes and also to like help contour my nose. So this is a great brush. I feel like sometimes it's overlooked and like maybe people use it just for contour. Excuse me, I keep burping. Huh. Anyway, but this one's great for your whole face. Isn't this palette just beautiful? This is like my everyday palette when I go to work or when I go on travel vacations. When I go traveling, I just take it. It's the triple decker. It's the 27. I have all of my stuff right in here. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love it. So I'm going to go in and I have my color correcting shade. As you can see, I've got extra red tones in my face. So I like to go over with just a little bit of my June highlight to help cover that. So if you have extra coloring in your face that you feel like your highlight isn't covering enough, which for most people, like I do sometimes just wear my highlight and it covers really well. But I still once in a while have a little redness peeking through because mine is pretty strong. It gets on fire sometimes. So I often don't suggest a color corrector right away unless it's a huge problem for you. I often say try the highlight and see if it's enough coverage. If it's not, then we'll work on picking out a color corrector for you. So for the longest time, I just used my one shade and it was fine, but I was like, you know what? I want a little bit more coverage. So that's why I use a color corrector. So now I'm going to go in with, now these are the same color. That's my highlight. And I like to just pull out this tin so that I don't waste any product. So I just go in and just tap and grab all that extra product. And I'm just kind of tapping underneath my eyes here because I don't want it to get too cakey there. That skin is very thin. And if you put too much product under your eye, it will actually show more texture than using less product. So I am just gonna be placing my color, my highlight everywhere where I'm not gonna put my contour. I tend to do my contour second. I don't know why, it's just what I often do. But I just kind of go in and I'm tapping that makeup, that highlight all over. And then I'll blend it all together at the end. Hi for everyone hopping on. If you just hopped on and you missed my little trick for after school, what I do to help kind of protect my skin from wearing a mask all day, make sure when I get done you rewind back to the beginning, to the first couple minutes. Okay, so I just placed that highlight all over. And do you see how like I barely, like it doesn't look like I used anything from there. There's still a bunch of product left. So I could melt this down and just make a really thin layer. Or I often just pull out that tin and just keep using it until it's all the way gone. No wasted products, no. Okay, now I'm gonna go into my contour shade here. Let's move this, okay. And I like to use just that end, I don't know, not the end, the side. Do you see how it's dark right there? Now, I often get lots of people, I get a lot of questions about switching between my highlight and the contour, and they're like, doesn't it like, do you have to wipe off your brush in between? Which you don't have to. As you can see, I used my highlight and now I'm going right into my contour, and you'll be just fine. And I'm just gonna kind of press this up into those cheekbones, and I'm just defining that shadow that's already there. So if you look, do you see this natural shadow already there? That's all we're doing. We're enhancing our beautiful cheekbones that we already have. We're just adding a little bit more sculpt in definition to those. Then I'm going to go around my hairline. Let me get a little bit more product on there. And when you do it, you don't want to swipe. You'll get too much product. I just tap, and I still get a good amount on there. And right now I'm just placing the product. I often do that because I like it to warm up to my face while I am applying the contour and the highlight everywhere else. And then I just do a little bit right under my jawline here because there's already a natural shadow there. And then the only time you bring down contour is here on your neck. All the other times for contour, you always want to go up because we want that lift, that little boost. Okay, I just wanted to deepen those. And then I'm going to go in with the small end in that same contour color. And I'm just going to go on the top of my nose right there. It's like the top side of your nose. You want to keep it on the top to really give definition to that nose. I'm just trying to keep it a little skinnier looking. And then I put a little bit here at the end. And then we're going to blend it all out. And I like to go in with my highlight shade and just do a little bit down the middle, right between that contour. Okay, now let's just blend it all out. And again, I'm just gonna keep using this detail brush. I'm gonna go everywhere where my highlight is. So now my highlight, my contour has had time to warm up to my face. I like that little end because I can slide it right into here because I've already done my eyeshadow for the day. I don't want to ruin that. Okay. So I'm just gonna blend it in just to get rid of a little bit of that harsh lines of putting in that contour and get it all blended in. And when I blend it, I just kind of tap it like so. Like I said, the contour, we always want to go up. The only time contour goes down is here. Everywhere else, make sure you're blending up and back. So your hairline, make sure it's getting all the way back so we don't have any crazy like lines. And then I'm just gonna kind of feather this upwards. Like so. Do you see how it just really enhanced that natural shadow that I already have there? Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Okay, so I just did that highlight and the contour, really just evened out my skin tone. If you are just hopping on, make sure you rewind at the end so you can go back and see what my after school routine is for taking care of my skincare. But then also you can you're gonna have to look at what my face looked like. I'm pretty red. And now it's just really evened out my skin tone. Love it. Okay, let's put on, oh, hey Ashley, thanks for hopping on. Okay, let's put on, I don't know what color should I go with today. I'm feeling, let's go a little more bold. So this is Sandstone, and I'm just gonna, okay. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit. You don't need much lip and cheek color for your cheeks because it is pretty pigmented. So I'm putting, did you see I tapped like once in there and it's pretty colorful, but you don't have to worry. You can always blend it out. So if you notice, I'm trying to avoid like the apples of my cheeks because I want that more of a lift. And if once you start getting too much color here, I feel like it kind of pulls your face down. So I am just gonna go in and kind of doing that same tapping motion and just putting on that beautiful sandstone color. Now let's try to even it out a little bit. I feel like I have more on the other side. But going out tonight, I want to go a little bit more bold with my color. I want to use a different brush to blend it out. Isn't that a pretty color? You guys like that color? Okay. Then I think we're just going to go in with some Desert Sunset. I love that color. It's just really natural, light, kind of brownish pink. It's beautiful. And then gotta put on my Illuminator. Love my Georgia Illuminator. So I'm gonna use the blend brush and get a good amount and just go on the top, the high points. It's right above where you just put your blush. You see how it just adds a little bit of light there. It just catches the light. Love it. And then we'll just do a little bit on my nose and a little bit here. And I've been putting the powder on my lips, right in the middle. Isn't that pretty? There we go. I'm ready for a fun night out with my friend, and it's gonna be a good night. I hope you all have a fabulous night as well, and enjoy the rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.